On your health tonight. So managing the side effects of using weight loss drugs. Some of them can be unpleasant. Here to explain is Dr. Jennifer. You can say it for me so I can make sure I get it right.
Manne-Goehler. Thanks so much for having me.
Manne-Goehler, thank you. You are a GLP expert at Mass General Brigham, and we'd love to have you. Thank you for being with us, doctor.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's start with question one. Do doctors get a lot of complaints?
Many complaints. So we know that in studies, about 10 to 50%, so even up to half of patients who try taking a GLP will experience side effects, especially GI side effects of a whole different array of kinds, unfortunately. And in studies, up to half of people have stopped the GLP for a period because of those side effects in early use. But we're starting to learn more about how to manage them.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah. So if someone struggles with nausea while taking these drugs, what's your best advice?
There are a whole bunch of tips and tricks we give patients. So you want to avoid spicy or fried foods, eat smaller meals. There are some people who really believe in teas, especially mint or ginger flavored teas. Hydration is really important. And then if the side effects are unmanageable, you want to talk to your doctor or other healthcare provider about whether you might want to pause increases in your dose or even reduce your dose. And sometimes it's safe to use anti-nausea medicines, but that should be done in combination with your healthcare provider.
So, doctor, I'm gonna say something that sounds gross, but also on the list is sulfur burps. I mean, it sounds awful, but what's the answer?
Yes, so sulfur burps are caused in part by one of the effects of the drugs, which is really to slow that breakdown of food through your gut. And unfortunately, some people have a lot of bacteria in their gut, and so they may produce that smelly sulfur burp. Sometimes that goes away on its own after a period, a lot like those GI side effects. But we're learning more about how to manage them otherwise beyond the tips I already gave you.
Doctor, can any of these side effects cause permanent damage, which of course is a concern for a lot of people?
Most of the minor side effects that we're talking about don't cause any permanent damage. There are some rare ones that people worry about. I think the one that's been reported among what we're talking about is that sometimes people say after they finish the GLP treatment, they sometimes still feel like they have that slow transit of food through their GI tract. So they feel full for longer, even after they're done being treated with the GLP.
Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you, doctor.
Thanks.